I was hiking in Andorra with a friend. Long story short, we got lost off the trail and ended up in Spain. I found another trail and we're following it without a map. A while ahead of us, we see a man with two golden retrievers walking in the same direction we are. He looks young and is carrying climbing gear over his shoulder. We're rushing down the trail to catch up with him and finally do. We ask him for help with directions and he tells us exactly where we are and where we need to be, about 12 kilometers away. There's a town with a hotel. He says there's another smaller town about 6 kilometers away and that he parked his car there. He says he can give us a lift for the last 6 kilometers if we like, but he's in a hurry. We are over the moon, so we hike together for a while. The dogs are nice and friendly, running circles around us. We chatted away with the guy and he was really nice, but my friend and I got tired, so we could not keep up pace with him for long. The trail bends away to the right and the man, now a bit ahead of us, disappears behind the bend. We get there a couple of minutes later and the trail is empty. No man and no dogs, even though the trail is a straight run for quite a while and we should have been able to see them. The two of us continue, alarmed, waiting to hear or see something, or perhaps be murdered by a stranger. Nothing. We eventually got to the town and from there we made it to the safety of the hotel in the next town over. His sudden disappearance completely freaked us out and to this day, we are both convinced he was a ghost. I lived on the outskirts of a national park in a cabin. It was a 4-mile drive from the main road just to get to the property and we had no plumbing or power. This property was right next to where the park started. To call it the middle of nowhere is an understatement. My roommate at the time was interning with the park service, but he was a city kid. Every evening at the dead of night I had been hearing noises in the woods, what I thought was someone walking. But then they'd just stop in particularly overgrown areas of the jungle. Your mind starts to doubt itself. Is it a pig? A cat? Is it just the wind? The cabin didn't have a locking door and the owners didn't want me to install one, so I began sleeping in my car. Now this is a huge property and I'd parked my car over an acre away from the cabin and where I was hearing something. I started hearing those footsteps again. I moved out. My roommate, who I thought was bonkers, stayed and still slept there without a locking door. He got robbed not once but twice after I moved out, so he finally put up motion triggered cameras. There was a man with a long rifle who'd hike up to the property, set up in the bushes and watch us.